Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to week one of the Entities Campfire. We have a very exciting game coming up for you guys. TREMOR versus ARTIX. That's right. Some amazing teams here going at it head to head yet again. We have some exciting sets coming up for you as well. It is the Houndmaster on the Coal Tower for set number one. After that, we will be going to the Artist, a very popular set, tends to be one of those sets that can go either way, actually. One of those sets that, if teams are not very careful about, where their 3-gen is, careful about rotations and whatnot, can really get some good results, but at the same time, can also get some low results if it is not careful here. It is going to be on the Suffocation Pit, which is actually not something that you see very commonly. Typically, you see artists on the Azeroth's resting place because of the gen placement on that map. However, today it's going to be on the Suffocation Pit. And then for set number 3, we have, at least my favorite, the Singularity. Singularity, also a very, very fun set to engage with. I hope you all are just as excited as I am for today's sets. And we will get into the games very, very, very shortly. But I want to talk a little bit about both of these teams here. TREMOR, very, very good team in their own right. Has participated in DBDL, has participated in many, many tournaments across the board when it comes to Comp DBD. And here they are on Entities Campfire, hoping to get some good results here. ARTIX, an EU team, has some very notable team members such as Janoxy, such as Josh Archery. So we're expecting some amazing games here today. I am certainly excited. I hope all of you are just as excited as I am to get into these games. Now, it should be noted that a lot of these sets are niche. Artist, not very niche. Singularity, not very niche. But Houndmaster is something very, very new to Comp DBD. Just came out just at the tip of the end of the Season 2 of Entities Campfire. So hopefully, we get to see exactly how this killer is going to work in a competitive setting. But we are here in the game here on the Coal Tower with the Houndmaster. Houndmaster going to be sending out her dog. Now, the dog does have a trail that she can leave behind, and the Houndmaster can follow it to get a bit of a speed boost to where she wants to go. We are already at the main building here. And we do see a survivor, two survivors, in fact, rotating to the back of main. Houndmaster not going to be very interested in trying to chase that sending dog, trying to get Killer Instinct on the 2 side of the map here. Not going to find anything for it. However, we are seeing a chase. No, we are not seeing a chase. We did find Zaphis here. However, we instead want to chase Apply here. Sending dog out, trying to maybe get a tag onto the survivor. However, Apply perfectly holding in between those barrels. Not going to get tagged by that dog. Able to make this window, it looks like. Unfortunately, no tag is going to be coming through. Taking this time to do some home renovations onto the door. Sending dog with a search command to speed up a little bit. Trying to find maybe another survivor. Not going to see anything. However, we are going to see scratch marks heading back towards the bottom side of the main building here, as that will be Apply. Moving towards the bottom side of the map. Moving towards the logs. Hopefully trying to get over to the shack. Trying to take the chase to a optimal location. We are going to send the dog, and we are actually going to get a tag for it through the window. Beautifully played from Starlax here, being able to get that wonderful tag. We fear a head-on, however, a head-on doesn't seem to be here for us just yet. We are going to be dropping the Shat Pallet. Maybe, no, we are not going to be dropping the Shat Pallet, and Apply will go down for it, but not before going down on a pallet. There is probably a head-on here. Let's see it. No, there is no pallet stun to be had here, and we will be taking Apply to the log. Beautiful start here for our killer player here, as we were going to the 8 tile here, sending out the dog for the Killer Instinct, seeing if we can find anyone stealthing around here. No one to be found, however. The middle generator being slowly but surely progressed. Sending dog again for Killer Instinct. Nobody around. Dog is very, very good at being able to sniff out stealthing survivors because of the Killer Instinct it applies when you send it out and take control of it. Heading over to the top side of the map here, we see a doubling out of this generator, kicking it to not Apply Eruption, actually, because we are actually seeing no Ed, Corrupt Intervention, Wretched Fate, and Pain Resonance. That's right. So we're not going to be seeing any kick perks. However, we are seeing perks that are going to be good at the end game, as well as perks that are going to be stopping any generators from popping too early on into the game. But I say that as the middle generator does pop. Houndmaster sending the dog over back to Apply, trying to catch up just a little bit, and is going to be able to do exactly that, sending the dog in chase. Unfortunately, not going to be able to make anything, as Apply is going to be able to make the top side of the map here. Going to be playing out this pallet. And a beautiful curve around the loop here from Starlax. Beautifully played, showing their amazing mechanics on the Houndmaster here, as we will hear the Wretched Fate being cleansed over at the 10 tile. We are hooking back over at the logs. Beautifully done here from Starlax, getting the second hook onto Apply with 4 generators remaining. This is shaping up to be a pretty decent result for Starlax. However, it is still anybody's game, as we will hear somebody on the 11 generator in Killer Instinct. That's 4 does in fact pop as well. 11 generators slowly but surely being progressed by Boo here. Boo, not going to be fearing the Houndmaster, however, understands that the killer doesn't want to leave this hook, so Starlax looks like he's just going to be perfectly content with allowing Boo to pop that 11 generator. Sending Dog over to the main building here, as we see someone working the 6 generator here. It was Zaphis, and there is the pull. However, a beautiful grab here from Starlax will stop Apply from being able to make anything, as we will swing to prevent Apply from making this pallet. Beautifully done, however.
On screen, you're not on the right screen. I don't know if you fixed it or not, but on stream, you're on the intermission screen.
Am I?
So, like, we hear you, but we see the intermission screen.
That's odd, because I'm on the live screen for me. Oh, because I started on intermission. I started talking on intermission, so we haven't gotten into the game yet.
Oh, girl,
Yeah.
I was worried.
No,
so
you're
sorry.
Good. Don't worry.
I was like,
You're good. Don't worry. Everyone give it up for our amazing owner, Xena. Yeah, thank you, Xena. No, don't worry. We're all good here. Heading back to the bottom side of the map here, trying to find maybe Zaphis, or Apply, apologies. Trying to run away here. We do see Ronnie, however, going over to the 5 pallet. It is a C1. Ronnie is injured here. Oh, unfortunately, misreading Ronnie. Ronnie making it to that God Rock. Very well played from Ronnie, as he is going to be able to make it to the 3 TNL walls. However, Ronnie doesn't seem too keen on playing that tile, and I don't really blame him. TNL wall's not the strongest loop on Houndmaster, as he will be going down, however. Beautifully done from Starlax with 1 generator remaining, however. TREMOR's efficiency has always been good, and we're seeing exactly that showing through, as the 8th generator does pop. However, this is a fresh hook, so if Starlax can successfully cap this out, it will be 5 stages with 1 kill. As there is Apply here. Now, it's very obvious what Apply is trying to do. Working this gate right in front of Starlax's face means that there's a choice that Starlax has to make here. Do I want to go for the kill onto Apply, or do I potentially want to lose this amazing fresh hook that'll give me more stages and therefore get a lower result? Starlax, it seems, understands what the play is here, and we do see the Noed being cleansed here. The question is, no, it will not happen, unfortunately, as Starlax does want to chase Zaphis here. This actually might be exactly what you need. Ronnie will get pulled for it. However, if it is that Zaphis can get pulled here, or Zaphis can die here, then this will be even more stages for Starlax, as he will be going to the corner of the map here. Now, that Noed will be cleansed. We do know where it is, and you have to assume it is going to pop in like 3 seconds here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3... As if I'm a god. Anyway, he going into the basement here. And it does look like this might just be the stages out of the game. Now, the thing about Houndmaster is that Houndmaster is not an easy killer to get an unhook, or get a trade with, or even get an unhook like this. It always will almost amount into a trade, simply because this Houndmaster can prevent you from pulling with the dog, and then immediately hit you, and then maybe even prevent you from unhooking in general. Even a two-man pull isn't the easiest thing to get here. As Apply will be taking the dog here. Ronnie taking a tag here. Apply still has the dog. Beautifully done from Starlax, preventing Zaphis from getting out of this basement. Starlax doing an amazing, amazing job maximizing on the amount of hook stages that he can possibly get here. Beautifully done from Starlax. It is very likely Zaphis will be dying here. Yes, as the survivors of Tremor are saying, you know what, fine. We've accepted that Zaphis is dying here, resulting in a 1K with 6 stages. 6 stages, not a terrible result here for Starlax. 6 stages tends to happen quite frequently on the Houndmaster. You know, Houndmaster can be dynamic, so 6 to 8 stages, something that can be very typical on this killer. We will go now to a quick, short break, but we will be right back with more Houndmaster gameplay. It'll be ARTIX killing, or Tremor killing. Stay tuned.
catch. Loyal one, aren't you? Find me a rat. Like a worm. Fire. Back. Yeah. So. So. No, some scab.
Mario, they can't hear you. Xena just damned me.
That's embarrassing. I was commentating this entire time and apparently nobody could hear me. I was saying that this will result in a 4K with one generator remaining. Very well played from Team ARTIX here. But unfortunately, Team Tremor will be beating them with one generator remaining. This first set will go to Team Tremor. Beautifully, beautifully done. Now is the time. No better time than now, I guess, than the present to do some home renovations. I must apologize, everyone. When I was switching over to the intermission screen, I had my microphone muted there. And when I switched back over to the live screen, I forgot to unmute my mic. It wouldn't be a Mario Gunner cast if something didn't go wrong. Or multiple things didn't go wrong. The first set goes to Tremor. Beautifully played from both of our teams here. We will see you all after a short break with set number 2, The Artist. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with an actually functioning mic. But anyway, on to less important matters. We are here on the Artist, here on the Coal Tower. No, the Suffocation Pit. That's my fault. We see Serena rotating to the 7th side of the map here on the shack side. However, we are not interested in chasing that, as we see perhaps maybe a more wanting chase here onto Josh Archery onto the 5-7 map. A swing and a hit through the pallet. Unfortunate stuff for Josh, as the pallet will be dropped. And Josh will be making it to the mid side of the map, however. Beautiful, beautiful loop for Josh here. Suffocation Pit is a very interesting choice here for Artist. Simply because, you know, it's not a map you would typically set. As I said in the intermission, you know, typically you see Artist on the Azaral's resting place because of the generator placement. Artist able to hold that spot, able to hold the cross a little bit better than most other killers can. And we will see a down onto Starlax. Not too quick early on into the game, as we suspect a head-on. However, a head-on not there to be had. Boo, beautiful first chase. Starlax will be going down and getting hooked into the middle of the map here. So Boo has a lot to be thankful for, as we see what generator exactly was hit for it. Still, this is a decent start here. Sending birds over to the middle of the map here. Havoc will be getting hit with that bird. Sending birds yet again over to the 11th side of the map here. Can it be a hit? Oh, will be a miss. However, a very near miss, as we hear the killer instinct of the birds. Have to assume that was also Havoc. Sending birds back to that middle generator. We want to prevent it from popping. Havoc back on it. Havoc slowly but surely trying to progress it. Boo gonna try to get a tag onto Havoc here. Can it happen? Will not happen, unfortunately, as we see scratch marks by Josh Archery heading over to the shack. Josh was trying to maybe get a pull here, or was progressing a generator. Starlax, it looks like, will be going to second stage, as we see a survivor rotating for the unhook. I believe that is Havoc himself. Starlax will be going second, sadly, as there is Josh Archery. Josh taking it over to the shack. A generator does pop. Will this be a down? No, it will not. But a very near miss, as again we hear the killer instinct. Preventing this generator from popping. Havoc still slowly but surely trying to progress it. Are we trying to get a tag? Will it land true? It will, as Havoc will take an injury. Beautifully done from Boo here, as we have 2 injuries and a hook on the board. This was the set that TREMOR picked, so they are well practiced for Artist on the Suffocation Pit. As there will be a tag onto Havoc with the birds. Can we perhaps get it down? 1 bird, send it. Will it land true? It will not, as Serena will be going down. Or not, Serena will be going down. Wait. Yes, Serena will be going down, and Starlax will live to see another day. However, this is a pain resonance hook, preventing yet another generator from popping. As we will be approaching Starlax. The Artist wants to get this down very, very quickly. Boo, shown himself to be a very competent Artist player on the Suffocation Pit. As Serena gets unhooked, we have lost Starlax. This is actually not so great for Boo. Now, the reason why is because now 4 survivors are remaining here on the map. And without making it a 3-survivor protocol, things can easily sway in the side of the survivors here. As we will, however, see Starlax was progressing this main generator. We now know where Starlax was. A reset was trying to happen here. Will he make this window? He won't! An unfortunate down! On to Starlax. Boo, a lot to be thankful for. That'll be a death with 4 generators remaining. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here from Boo. Again, TREMOR clearly showing their mastery of Artist on the Suffocation Pit. this point, the survivors are going to need to rotate for some sort of reset, as Josh will be going down. A beautiful snipe from Boo. A generator does pop for it, however, that was to be expected. We are content with slugging Josh Archery here. If you all will remember, slugs do in fact matter towards the point system. So if Josh were to bleed out on the ground, it will mean less points for Team Tremor. There's Serena. Josh will get picked up by Havoc. As we are heading back down to the bottom side of the map here, the bulk of our generator progression is on the top side. This 5 generator was very close to popping, however, as resets will happen. Josh getting reset first, and there he is. However, there's Havoc, and Havoc will be going down. Unfortunate down by Havoc, and there's Josh in the 9 tile. Josh will be able to make this pallet, it looks like, but not before a bird is sent out. Josh just having no choice but to W hold, and will take a tag for it. Certainly a better result than getting hit by that bird, though. There's Serena on that generator in the middle of the map, and we are content with continuing our chase onto Josh. Josh heading to the water tower. However, there's Serena. Can we get it down onto Serena? 1, 2, 3, send it. No. Down will happen onto Serena, and Serena will get rid of her birds. There's Josh Archery coming in, looping the water tower. Havoc is still the bottom side of the map slugged. Serena has to rotate for some kind of pickup here, as Josh will unfortunately be going down. We're picking up Josh, and Havoc will get picked up by Serena. It's a good rotation from Serena here. 3 generators remaining, another pain resonance to speak of on that 5 generator, you have to assume. Or maybe there's another generator at top that was progressed quite well. There's Serena rotating back to the top side of the map. Serena just wants to get any gen progress that she possibly can get, while Havoc tries to maybe progress that bottom side generator. Josh will be sitting in the middle of the map here. This is a really good hook location for Boo, as Boo is able to pressure both sides of the map very, very well. There is Havoc. Havoc taking chase to the middle of the map here. 1 bird will be sent here, but however, Havoc pre-dropping that pallet means that bird will not be sent in time, meaning Havoc is able to live just a little bit longer. Havoc going to the bottom side of the map here. Serena has to be rotating for an unhook here, but Boo knows this. Boo will be trying to preempt this. However, Serena will be able to do it. Havoc forcing locker pull in the shack, forcing Boo's hand. And that will be a basement hook. Havoc, if I remember correctly, yes, Havoc was our last pain resonant survivor. We are currently still scouting out the scene, seeing if we cannot find any rotation for Havoc. However, I don't know if Josh and Serena are going to really want to pull Havoc here. It might be that they are perfectly content with just trying to progress these topside generators as best they can. This 5 generator now was 99%, now nothing, not mere more than just a distant memory. We understand that too, as there is Killer Instinct. Havoc will unfortunately be going second stage. A pain resonance will be prevented if Havoc dies. However, with the amount of pressure that Boo has, it might not mean much. However, I've been proven wrong before. Let's see if the survivors of ARTIX can perhaps pop another generator or 2 for this and make this the best result they possibly can. Havoc understands that those topside generators were not progressed a lot. So he can't actually progress or camp Havoc out here to death quite efficiently. There's the 3 generator. And there is Josh progressing it. We know where Serena is, we know where Josh is, we know where all survivors are. Josh now rotating for the trade, it looks like. And Boo understands this, wants to get ahead of Josh, and will do so effectively. Unfortunately, Josh has no choice. Josh, unfortunately, is not able to trade a Havoc, and will just have to simply go take chase at the 9 side of the map. Here's Serena progressing a generator. For Serena, unfortunately, going to be taking tag from Berg, getting her off the generator. Ruin doing its work, and Ruin, unfortunately, will not be enough here as Serena will pop the generator. 3 generator progressed quite highly as well. Josh will be able to make it away from Boo, unfortunately. Going back down to the bottom side of the map here is Josh Archery. Serena going to be going over to the 3, trying to maybe pop it. Josh taking the best chase that he possibly can. Serena progressing 3 as best as she possibly can. Heading over to the 5 side of the map here. We have a God Rock. Dropping this pallet will mean death, and Josh understands that. Just has to run through towards the window. And will live to see a little bit longer. Can he make a locker and force pull? No, he can't, unfortunately. Was trying to go through window. Probably didn't understand his distance well enough, unfortunately. Or perhaps he thought he could live a little bit longer. Either way, it was a good try. 3 will not be popped, and Serena has no choice but to run. Taking chase at the main building is Serena. Serena heading inside of the main building, going through, trying to make the best chase that she possibly can. Lithing away to the bottom side of the map here. Has to try to play for Josh if they want to make any other generator play happen. Heading over to the middle tile here. Has to maybe play for it, but no, unfortunately just wants to pick up his teammate. Waiting for Josh to get picked up. Serena, however, wise to it, will pick up Josh, and the pallet will be thrown, allowing both survivors to live to see another day, but Josh unfortunately vaulting the locker. Or the pallet, apologies. Serena falls onto her again to make a play. However, there isn't much more for Serena to do here. She's just unfortunately going to go down. Beautifully done by Boo. Barring any sort of, you know the drill, pick up perk or miracle play. This is a 4K with 2 generators remaining. Beautifully done by our survivors and getting the best result they could. And beautifully done by Boo of Team Tremor. This pickup and that hook that we see, just never mind, the hook right next to Boo cements the 4K too. We will be back after a short break with some more ARTIX killing against Team Tremor. Stay tuned. And welcome back, everybody, to the Entities Campfire. This is game number 2 of set number 2. ARTIX, Simple Yak, playing for Team ARTIX. I am redundant. Chasing against Zaphis, Ronnie, Boo, and Apply here on the Suffocation Pit as we see Ronnie taking chase onto the bottom side of the map here, going towards the hill. No balance landing to be had as it is temporarily banned. And that will be a tag, therefore. Ronnie taking tag back towards the shack. A very strong loop here for Ronnie here. However, a bird hit will happen here, dropping the shack pallet as quickly as possible. Again, in Comp DVD, we do not mind dropping the shack pallet, even if it is before another generator pops, simply because we are trying to buy as much time for our team as possible. If we know anything about Team Tremor, their generator efficiency is very, very good. Heading back towards the middle side of the map here. We want to end this chase as quickly as we possibly can here. However, Ronnie, very, very wise to his loops here, will unfortunately make the window at the TNL walls here. Going to the top side of the map now. Beautiful rotation of location by Ronnie as we are no longer interested in this chase. We have wasted too much time as it is. There is Zaphis. Zaphis rotating to the logs now. We have now seen our Hex Totem. That will be called out by Zaphis, but not before. He takes a bit of an injury onto the main building. There is Ronnie. Are we interested now in rotating back towards Ronnie? We need a down and we need one very, very quickly. A tag onto Ronnie. Beautifully done from Ronnie, actually, to actually use the terrain to block the bird from injury. And here comes Boo taking a tag as well. Team Tremor showing their amazing, amazing teamwork. Unfortunately, that will not be a down, and unfortunately, Hex Ruin will be cleansed, and the pallet will be dropped. Ronnie taking his distance to the back of the main building. One bird sended will not hit, unfortunately. Ronnie going inside of the main building, vaulting the window. And we'll live to see another day. Again, we just simply can't chase any more of a chase, and they just need to pop one more generator, and the tide condition has been met. Beautiful generator efficiency coming in from Team Tremor, as well as beautiful chases. There is Apply. And there is Boo. And there is Apply. We're heading straight back to Apply, applying himself to that generator, but unfortunately will be forced off of it, taking chase onto the shack. And unfortunately, will take a tag as the shack pallet was dropped early on, if you will remember. Birds of Torment being sent out now. There's Apply taking the tag. Apply verily going to be trying to get rid of those birds as quickly as possible, hopping into the locker to get rid of them as quickly as possible. We understand what we have, so therefore we do not mind doing this, vaulting the window, able to make it as well. And here comes Zaphis taking a hit tank. Beautiful efficiency coming in. However, Apply going to be, it's Yak will dodge Zaphis. However, Zaphis doesn't really mind as Apply will be able to make it around again. The logs coming through, and here's Zaphis taking another block as well. Beautiful crouch to prevent any movement from Yak. Has to take the M1, has no choice. Sending birds onto the seawall here, dropping it as well. Beautiful efficiency of the loops here. Vaulting again through the pallet, vaulting yet again. And vaulting again. Apply knows his check spot so very well. Has to move away, however, as the artist has disabled that loop. One other generator has been completed. The tide condition has been met. One more generator, and it will mean the set will go to Team Tremor as well as the game. Apply finally going down. And we're actually taking the hook here. We have no pain resonance to speak of, however, so we are relying on Grim Embrace to maybe put in the work to stop another generator from popping. This means this hook has to be quick. There's the hook. And there is another generator, meaning that Yak is now playing for as best a result as he possibly can. However, this set and the game has gone to Team Tremor. Zaphis going down. by the shack side of the map here. We see the rotation onto Apply, sending the birds. Apply does take a bird hit. We're taking Zaphis as we are now playing for stages. Again, I do not blame Yak here. Yak has no choice but to play for the best result he possibly can. There is Boo progressing the generator slowly but surely, now finally getting off of it, hooking onto the hill, meaning this generator has now been disabled until Zaphis gets off of the hook. Theoretically, that is. This is not a terrible 3 drop. You can actually hold this pretty well with your Yak. You can actually hold that middle generator with the birds very efficiently and get 2 bird tags. Wow. Very well done here. And Apply might just go down for it. Yes, in fact, he does. As Boo will also be taking a bird tag. Beautiful tag coming in from Boo here. The bottom generator, they're not going to bother resetting. You have to assume they're actually just going to straight up progress it. Beautiful, beautiful dodge here from Boo, as he will not make the main building. He instead is just going to drop the pallet. Maybe a bit of a misplay here coming in from Boo. As the final generator will plop Adrenaline for Apply onto the top side of the map here. Adrenaline may prove to be Adrena-win, as it means that another stage will be walking out of this door. And there is Zaphis. Zaphis there, perhaps there to distract Yak, preventing him from being able to get more stages out of this. However, Yak going to be completely wise to it, and is just simply going to hope that there's another fresh hook here for Yak. Again, we are playing for the best result we possibly can. They will have no choice but to come in maybe for a double save, as this is going to be capped out. Zaphis and Apply will be resetting, as the door will be open. No, maybe perhaps they're just taking their stages out. Indeed, they're just taking their stages out, so this will be a 1K with 5 stages. No, they're coming in. Zaphis is left, but his teammates are not content with allowing Boo to die here. There's Ronnie, there's Apply. We are progressing that door slowly but surely. We are unfortunately missing. This is devastating stuff for Yak here, as a sprint burst will mean that unfortunately no tag is happening. Finally, a tag onto Ronnie comes through. Has to have birds land true, maybe has to slingshot them as well in order to make anything happen here. Sending it again, and unfortunately, all survivors will be walking out of this door. That is unfortunately 3 stages for Team ARTIX. They put up a very good fight against this very good team. What an exciting game to commentate, ladies and gentlemen. However, this will be the match going to Team Tremor. Thank you very much for coming to today. We'll be right back with the next game. Stay tuned.